All right, joining us now. It's an honor to have two of the best players in college softball, ladies and gentlemen. First team All-American who rewrote the offensive record book at Texas last season. Reese Atwood joining us here, as well as the Big 12 Freshman of the Year, D1 softball freshman All-American last year, and certainly one of the top pitchers in the sport, Teagan Kavan. Both of them joining us here on In the Circle of D1 softball. Thanks for joining us, ladies.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you for
for
having us,
having
Eric.
I will start with you, Reese, and then Tegan, you can kind of go with her. When you reflect on last year and that incredible year, getting to the World Series, getting to the National Championship Series, and bringing the core back, what comes to your mind, and what kind of from last year, and you're hoping to carry over to this year?
Yeah, carrying over from last year, I think this team has definitely matured a lot over the fall and just being able to grow from our mistakes from last year. And I think we're all a lot older, have learned a lot from the real long series, real long season last year, and it's prepared us coming into this preseason. I've seen some great things in the team this fall and preseason, so I'm super excited to see it all come together on the field and get some competition outside of our like daily scrimmages and things like that. So just really looking forward to that.
Tegan, what did you learn from last year's experience that's going to help you this year?
A lot. I played in a lot of big pressure moments and a lot of big games, and so I'm excited to bring my all the skills and all the things I've learned from those games into this season and bring everyone else around with me, including our freshmen, and kind of show them the ropes. But I'm excited that we have a lot of our core group back, and there's a lot of great talented players that I'm excited to play with this season again.
You mentioned it. It's you bring pretty much the core of this team back. You lose a couple of graduation players. You lose, but you bring back three new faces. You have three new faces. What are those three new faces? The two freshmen and obviously Katie Bennett. How have they fit into the team so far? There, starting with you, Tegan.
They fit in great. I work with Cam a lot in the bullpens, and she looks great. She's definitely going to be a real asset to our staff. Our staff is really capable and really good, and so I'm excited to work with them. But Cam's done really well coming in. Been no issues. She's had really smooth transition, and I'm excited to see her grow and excited to see what she does on the field because she'll get her time. And then Lynn, our other freshman, she's great. She's been playing middles for us and kind of wherever we needed her, but she's been doing really good things in scrimmages and she's getting along with the team really well and she's fun to be around. And then Katie Bennett, she's fun too. She's been playing middles too and kind of outfield and she's awesome to be around. She's definitely a light on our team and she's been fun to get to know and fun to be around all fall.
Reese, what have you seen from that core, from the new faces there?
Yeah, the new faces coming in, they've all just been able to come together and fit in great with our team. I think they bring a lot of different types of energy. KB is definitely going to be, like Tegan said, like a light in our dugout, light on our field. Leader, communicates well, just brings a lot of energy, and it's some of the things like we're going to need coming into a long season, the SEC play. Lynn, same thing. She's got great hands, works really well at shortstop, middles. She has the capability of playing at this level and starting as like a freshman, which is great to see to have options. And when came in the in the pitching circle, like I mean, I think it just adds so much depth. Coach White always compares her to Haley Dulcini, and I think that's a really good comparison. She's young, she has the fire, she is able to whip the ball in, and I think it's going to be great to be added to our pitching circle.
That's high praise there. Reese, starting with what's the key to building that relationship with all the pitchers that you get to catch? Because everybody has their own style. So how do you make it work with all the pitchers like Tegan and but all the other, the ones that are back, and then obviously a new face. So take us through that from a catcher's perspective.
Yeah, from my perspective, I think like the main thing that I try to do is communicate with all my pitchers. Like I want to know like what they're feeling. Just try to talk to them half the time when I'm like asking questions about what they're feeling and like I don't understand like the pitching terminology, but I think like being able to like have that communication and be able to like let them talk about it to me kind of helps me have a better understanding. It helps me be able to find what they need from me more. So I think communication is the main thing, and also just like repetition, like getting in the bullpens. I know like our practices, they can get kind of long and doing defense and offense, but always like making time to make it into their bullpens at least like once or twice a week to be able to create that like relationship and the comfortability for the pitchers to have with me.
Tegan, how long did it take you to develop that chemistry with Reese?
Not long at all. One of my fondest memories is our first game that she caught me against UCLA and she just kind of locked me in from the get-go and told me something I really needed. And so Not very long. We were roommates on the first road trip and we became friends, really close friends fast and really good teammates too. So she's great.
Freshman. I did not know that the UCLA game. That was good. Reese, what do you remember there? Remember the first time you spoke to Teagan and get to know her?
Yeah, I like actually remember like the exact moment of like us like walking in like the outfield. I think she was maybe like struggling near warm up maybe a little bit, and I think I kind of just like took a walk with her, kind of calmed her down a little bit, and then I'm pretty sure she threw like a shutout. Like she had a great opening game, and it was really cool to see her step up in such a big situation against a big team. It's like one of our first games, and see her dominate in the circle like that. I knew right away that she was going to be a great asset to our team, and it showed all season. Her success like in the circle was just crazy to see as like a freshman. So it was great.
That's great. There. What? Tell me, Reese, about Teagan and what is she like as a person and her personality side there as you've gotten to know her?
She's just like such like a good like genuine person. Like I think she's one of like the greatest teammates like to have. She's very passionate about what she does. She's has like the grit and the grind to where she's gonna put in the work to go out there and perform and just the human side of her. She's helped me like with a lot of like personal things and been able to get through some of my bumps. I feel like I'm a little more like I look up to her a lot because her like mental strength is insane for being like I guess like an underclassman or like a freshman last year. Sometimes I thought she had her cool more than I did, and I'm supposed to be like one of the older, more experienced players. So just being able to see her compete at high levels, just very cool and calm, was definitely something that helped me perform the way I did last year, is knowing that she could do it as a freshman.
That's pretty high praise. Teagan, what jumps out about Reese as a person and the personality?
Geez, thanks, Reese. I could say all the same things about her, but she's one of the best people I know and one of my best friends, and so it's really fun to be around her every day. And she said, I help her through some things. She helps me through a lot of things too, and we're just always there for each other, always having fun together. I think the important thing is just have a lot of fun together, and we're always there to help each other when we need extra reps or need anything. So she's a really great person to be around every day and one of the best people I know.
I got to be around your team a lot. You played at UCF in Orlando, and I saw you again in the Big 12 championships, and I could sense it. And I even talked to Coach White about it. That chemistry as a team, as a group, like you're all like a family, right? Am I accurate in that? Like, I don't know which one wants to go first on that. Feel free, but I felt like a tight unit, and you have the core back. So is that still around like a family? It's almost like you know each other. You probably you are. You spend more time with yourselves than you do with your actual family.
Yeah, we're definitely one big family. I think our like motto last year was like family, like it was like on our shirt. Um, or actually that might have been the year before. But anyways, it's just our the whole team is just we've all come together and we spend so much time with each other and like we've had to learn like I think there were some like ups and downs like before like me and Tian got to the program and then I think my freshman year we just had such a solid group of girls so we're like okay like we're gonna change the path of our culture and everyone came together and we all committed to liking each other and being friends and just like being able to connect on a personal level because when you're out there playing in national championships and against these good teams like you have to be able to look to your right and your left and know that like you trust that person with everything. So I think that was like the biggest thing is like we learned that okay like I have to be able to trust and be really close to someone in a game to where like I have full faith in every single one of my teammates, no matter who they are, to come up in big situations for me, for the team in every situation.
Yeah, to go off of that, we definitely are a family. Going to practice every day, going to play games all the time, and just being around like most of our hours of the day we have with each other is so fun. I get to go hang out with my best friends every day, and I think everyone treats it like that, and we all just have fun with practice and have fun being around each other. It's never like a dread to be around each other. We always have fun with it, and so I think that's important. And like she said, like we all know we can look to each other and we can hold each other accountable in big games and big situations, and know that someone's going to step up and do the job. But also we do it because we love each other and look at the person next to us and want to do it for them.
Teagan, tell me about that pitching staff because you've all been together now. It's a deep staff. I'm sure they took you under your wing, under
Mhm.
their wing last year when showing the ropes. Describe the camaraderie you all have as pitchers because you all want the ball, but you're all
Mhm.
talent. But there's only one ball, so
Yeah.
you got to be supportive with whoever's getting the ball. And you've all had Mac Morgan's come in relief, starting as an example. You got Tolly. Just tell me about this group of personalities you have in that circle.
Yeah, I think the cool thing is that we're all so different. Like none of us have the same strengths and we all have different things we bring to the table. But I think I'll give credit to Coach PR on this. She always harps on us about like being close and being a tight-knit group because we all need all of us. Like we can't go win a national championship or contend for a national championship with one arm. We need five of us. We need all that we can get. And so it's been fun to get last year get to know everyone and now get to know Cam this year, and she's fit in so well, and we all have so many different strengths and that can pitch against different teams and have different um, just assets that we can put on the table against other hitters. And so it's super fun. But yeah, Coach PR just talks about it all the time. And we're always working together. We're always sharing our goals together and making sure we know what each person needs. And in the bullpen, a lot of times, like on Mac, I'll ask her different things about her pitchers or things she does that may be able to help me and vice versa. And so it's really cool that we're able to help each other out, even though, yes, we are competing and we all want the ball, but we all know that it's best for the team if we work together.
Reese, I remember when we last spoke, you were in the middle of a great season, and there was records you were chasing season. Since then, you shattered those records. Most home runs in a single season with 23, RBIs with 90, slugging records. I mean, yours other records, but you know, this is a lot. You know, we don't want to keep you forever on the podcast here. Tegan, we got things to do. What was it like to have go through that last year? And do you remember the moments when you broke those records? Were you even aware of it at the time, Reese, when you were going through that? Because it's a historic year. It's arguably the greatest offensive season any Texas players ever had.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got on like a roll, like it was always in the back of my head. And then like once I think I got close, I started trying for it a little too much. And I think that's where I kind of hit a little slump. So I think learning off of that is just never to like actually like look into those accolades. Because the only thing that my goal for this season and my goal like at all times is to win a national championship. And I think like learning from last season is like this year just being focused completely on that. And my goal this year, the team's goal is to win the Natty. Like we got to the championship game last year, came up short, and I think learning from last season, like that's going to be my main focus this year and take everything else out of play because I mean, as a little girl, you're not dreaming of breaking records, you're dreaming of a national championship. So that's going to be what we're going after this year.
Now, Tegan, as teammates, were you aware of what Reese was on the verge of breaking records? They all like were. Did anybody keep track? Did nobody bring it up? Were you just as surprised? Like, what was from a teammate standpoint?
I don't think anyone was surprised. We know how great Reese is and how hard she works, but I mean, yeah, I think it's in the back of all of our minds, and we all know that she was going to get there at the end of the season or during the season at some point after she started. But I think, I mean, everyone talks about it, social media talks about it and everything, so it's hard not to pay attention to it. But I feel like she did a good job and was just like for the team, and like her at bats are team at bats, and she's not selfish. She's not a selfish person at all. So it's all for the team. And but I think we're all really happy for her and not surprised that she was able to accomplish all she did.
What did you both and the team learn from that postseason run? You won the regional. You played in what a lot of people, myself included, consider the maybe the most exciting, greatest super regional ever played with you and A&M. And then you got to the World Series, made a great run to the national championship series. What did you learn as a team from that run overall?
Yeah, as a team, I think we learned how to like play in these like tough environments, right? Like A&M has a insane fan base, OU has an insane fan base. Like it's just being able to adapt. So like when you go out there and you're playing and there's a lot of people rooting against you, I think that was something with like the young team that we had last year that we all had to kind of just adjust to and cancel out. I think that was definitely one of the biggest things I took away from that. And also learning to like never stop fighting. I think there was multiple times in the A&M series where I mean, in the back of my head, I'm like, wow, like this is it. And then I think it just proves to us like how great and how close this team is. Like when we talk about family, is because every single time I thought that you have people like Vic Hunter coming up in a DH and hitting I think tying home run. Not sure the exact situation. And it's just like being able to trust like your teammates on that type of level to like know no matter who comes up to bat, no matter who's on like the field or pitching, just knowing that they have your back and that they're going to get the job done. It's just a lot of relief, especially going into like the World Series where it's the top eight teams and knowing that it doesn't matter because like your team has you.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot of grit in that series, especially, and we learned that it doesn't have to be pretty to get the job done. And that helped me going forward into the rest of our postseason run. But we knew we accomplished a lot winning that series, and we knew that that was going to help us in the long run. And so we were really gritty from that point out. And it just has helped us because we've been in that environment. I know. the opening game in the World Series, I kind of even thought to myself, I was like, dang, it was louder. Like our first inning, it was louder at like McCombs versus here. And so it really helped me also settle my nerves when the environments get tough.
Now, one of the headlines that came out of that during that World Series was who was watching you play, Teagan, and Caitlin Clark, who was watching the World Series. She was in a postgame said she was watching the World Series over the NBA Finals. That exploded everything. And then, as Holly Rowe reported on, everybody found out that you two were, of course, went to the same high school, knew each other back then. How often do you get asked about her since all that came out? And what was that like to get when you started hearing about that? And obviously, you follow what she's been doing, and she's following what you've been doing.
Yeah, right after that kind of got out and there's kind of some articles about it. Obviously, I got asked about it a lot. It's really cool, honestly, that there's a tie and connection towards us. And really cool that from the same area we've accomplished a lot. But obviously, everything she's done for women's sports is incredible, and there's been no one like her. I don't think there's been that many faces that have turned towards women's sports or tuned in, and that's because of her. So it's really just awesome what she's doing for all sports, not just basketball. But even I've like tuned in more and been more focused on other women's sports too, which is so cool. But yeah, it's really cool. There's a connection towards us and definitely a lot of ears and eyes and questions opened once that was brought up. But it's really awesome.
That is. I assume you're returning the favor, watching her like what she's been doing WNBA and all that stuff too.
Oh
So,
yeah, of course.
Reese, what was that like when you first heard about that?
Yeah, so like I knew about it, like kind of coming into season. I know she had like mentioned it a few times, and I mean, again, like that's just such a cool connection to like have, just to like know like Caitlin Clark, like again, like she has done like wonders for like women's sports. So knowing that she was able to be watching us play is just honestly like an honor. And just hoping to continue to grow women's sports and continue on this path to be able to get us seen more, get us heard of more, and more watchers, more viewers, and hopefully be able to get up there.
Did you two both have famous athletes you looked up to that you were your favorite athletes growing up as you were playing softball, either softball players or just other athletes in general?
I watched like a little bit of baseball growing up, and it was mostly like the Braves, so, like the Chipper Jones, Brian McCann were like my two ones like growing up.
That's pretty good choices there. Tegan, did you have anybody in mind?
Yeah, I mean, she's graduated recently, but I looked up to Georgina Corrick that played at UCF quite a bit growing up. I went to a camp there when I was young and then met her there. And then she's obviously an incredible athlete, an incredible pitcher. And so honestly, I probably looked up to her the most. And since we had met and had a connection, it was really cool. But looked up to her a lot.
That's good choices, both of you. That's really good choices there from that standpoint. She's doing very well for herself there. I know you both have a lot of college softball ahead of you. But does pro softball interest both either one of you? Is international, is softball interest you down the road here beyond college? Is that a goal of both of yours?
Yes,
Yeah,
I always tell people I want to play softball as long as I can. So whichever avenue that takes me, and hopefully that takes me pro, and hopefully one day on the Olympic team. That's always my goal.
yeah, I agree with Tegan. My goal is definitely to try and make the Olympic team. I think that's again one of those dreams you have as like a little girl to be able to wear the red, white, and blue on the biggest stage. So that's definitely a dream of mine, and that's what I'm working towards.
What did you both work on individually in your own game this offseason? When you've had so much, you had success, it's easy to say, I'm good, everything's good. But you're the best athletes for a reason. There's never satisfied. There's always something to work on. You have coaches that will tell you there's something to work on, I'm sure. So starting with you, Reese, what did you work on this offseason to become a better player?
Yeah, so I started working a lot on like my mental game. I started reading some books and trying to strengthen that. I think that was definitely like a whole that a lot of us athletes have and can always like improve on. Another thing I worked on was my catching. I think it lacks in a few areas, so just being able to tighten up on some of those things so I can just be a better backstop for my pitchers and my team.
Tegan, what'd you
Um,
work on?
I also worked on a lot of mental game stuff. I think I knew that, especially after last season, that the one thing that was probably going to improve my game the most was working on my mental game. I feel like that's at times more important than our physical stuff. And so being able to have that locked down and have that as a skill of mine to put me above other hitters and teams. I definitely focused on that. And then also other skills, other pitching, I guess skills to just work on a better split with my pitches and be able to combat hitters, especially getting a new look going into next season.
Who's the comedian of the team? You've spent enough time now where there should be established, people that okay, this is the comedian one if that's going to crack a joke when it's too serious right now. Who's that go to?
We have a lot.
Yeah, we have a
Lot.
lot,
Are you
a
both?
lot.
Are you on two on this list? Should we? Are you two on this list? If I ask other players or no?
Um, I don't know.
Maybe.
I will maybe. I feel like anyone could, but I'd probably say Vic is one of them.
Yeah. Vic,
Um,
Mia,
yeah,
Kaden.
yeah,
Uh,
Those are the names listed. Okay.
yeah.
Let me
They're all
ask you
kind of
that.
quick.
They're kind of quick witted.
Yeah.
Very good. Reese, what's one thing you admire about Teagan? How she approaches the game you wish you had in your own, like either personality wise, either a physical skill or whatever that she has that you wish you had in your own game.
I'd say composure, like 100%. I think she's one of the most composed pitchers in the game, and I think that's definitely something that is one of my like weaknesses and what I struggle with is I'm not very composed when things hit the fan. So, and I really admire how like she can go out there in any situation and you would never be able to tell if she was nervous, if she had any anxiety in the situation. And I feel like that's something that I'm definitely trying to work towards. And having her by my side and on my team as someone to look up to in that area has definitely helped me improve that. And I've already seen the difference.
Teagan, what's one aspect of Reese's personality or approach to the game you wish you had?
I would just say her drive to just be the best in her work ethic. If there's one person that doesn't settle, it's her. And so I think it's inspiring that she's accomplished all this stuff and still is working the hardest and still finding little things that she wants to get better at. But yeah, she's always one to push herself harder and she holds herself accountable and she's always pushing to do crazy, insane challenges for herself. And it's really cool to be a part of.
It's really good. What you both have got the honor of having Cat Osterman call a lot of your games over the last season and all that, and obviously you got to know get to meet her. Do you remember the first time you met her? What's it like to have like the greatest Texas softball player, one of the great Texas alums of all time, is around? I'm sure you've talked to her and maybe picked her brain at times or two. What was that like, Teagan? Start with you, because certainly, obviously, there's the obvious parallel with being pitchers there, and certainly a lot of people. You got a lot of fans, like she has a lot of fans. What was that like?
Yeah, really cool. I think the first time I met her was at a travel ball tournament after I had committed, if I remember correctly. But she's been really cool to have kind of in my pocket to just call or ask any questions when I have them. Actually, this time last season, I called her before season because I was honestly nervous for season to start up and nervous to have some big games and throw in some big games. And so I just talked to her and she kind of was she gave me a lot of really cool tips that helped me throughout the season about just being able to control my games and know that like we're at a different level now. Like I'm not going to strike out 15 every game. And it's like, how do I just get a win? Like at the end of the day, we want the win. And so it's like breaking it down, small wins to equal the win for the team. And then going on further into the season, after we finished the Texas A&M regional, she just pulled me aside and was like, "All right, now when you get there, when you get to the Hall of Fame Stadium or Devon Park now, uh, take it all in. Like, give yourself a moment to look around, breathe, take it in, and then like it's go time. Don't think about it anymore. Like, just go pitch, do your thing." But she's giving me a lot of cool tidbits and cool tips that really helped me in my game. So it's really cool to have her around.
That was good stuff. Well, I appreciate you sharing that, Reese. What about you and your interactions with Cat?
Yeah, I mean, Cat's awesome. I think it's just really cool to have like one of the best softball players to ever play, like in our stands, rooting for us, calling our games. I mean, sometimes when I go back and listen to like the broadcasting, I'm like, wow, like that's like Cat Osterman, and like she's on our side, she's cheering for us, she's talking to us. I mean, it's definitely just like really cool. I think it goes back to like our family aspect of like this program and our culture. Like you look in the stands and you have Janae Jefferson, you have just like a bunch of like really like key players and historical players like sitting there like cheering for us, rooting for us, there if we ever need them. And I think that's like one of the greatest thing about Texas softball is you'll always have people on your side. You'll always have people to talk to who were great at like everything that they did. So being able to have those just network of people is really, really important for us and our culture and our team.
Yeah, it's always funny. Yeah, in the stands, you were showing her there, and I remember, I think it was the Super Regional. It was all against A&M where they're showing Teagan pitching, and then they're showing Cat. They're back and forth, and she's stressed out. Teagan's the cool one. You're right. She's all calm. Where did you get that, Teagan? Because I would like to have that composure that you have. I'm with Reese on that. Where did you get that from?
My mom, growing up, the number one thing she talked to me about was my composure, and she never wanted to know what I was feeling on the field. And so at the end of the game, like if I had a bad game, she wasn't mad at me. If my results were bad, she was mad if she could tell that I was mad and that I was upset. And so I definitely get that from her.
My friend Alex Powers wanted me to ask you both this. What's the situation with pets? I remember, Teagan, we talked there in Orlando about your pet dog. Where are we, both of you, as far as pet owners right now?
Nala, come here, Nala.
Oh, we're gonna get to see one here. Reese is bringing one. Well, we got Reese here. Oh, I'm gonna have to, here we go. We're gonna have an introduction here shortly here. As
This is Nala.
wow. Go ahead,
She's a
describe for those that are listening. Describe your friend there, Nala there.
This is Nala. She's my almost 2-year-old Bernedoodle. She is the light of my day. No, she's great. She coming home to her. I have two other roommates on the team, and we always say like I would have no idea like how we would live in this house without her. And I think just being able to come to like a dog at home just lightens everything up. So it's
That's
great.
that's
Love her.
pretty good. That's awesome. Teagan, you got a tough act to follow after that one
I
there, but
know, I know. Sadly, I don't have a dog here, just two at home, but I'm always like sending my mom like the shelters here and all the dogs that I want to go adopt. But maybe one day. The issue is I want a big dog, and being from Iowa, obviously, most of the time I fly home and it's kind of tough to fly with a big dog. So, but I want one in the future, so we'll have to see. But I love having Nala. She's like kind of like a team dog. She brightens all of our days.
is the official team dog of the team here? I mean, is that what we're calling it?
I'd say so.
Yeah, she went to her media day. Hopefully she gets posted. She's real cute.
Oh, make a note of that. We got to pass that along to Chris Brown, your sports information. He's got to be on top of that. We got to promote that. I mean, Kurt Herbstreit's been obviously has been a big story with his dog traveling to the broadcast and all that. Scarborough's a big dog fan as well, so I think we've got potential here.
Yeah, we've got a few dachshunds too. Sophia Simpson and Katie Bennett have a few, so they're cute too. But we love dogs. We're having a bark in the park this year, so everyone come out.
There you
Bring
go.
your
Good
dog.
promotion there for the home game there. That'll be fun. Everybody's doing that now too. That's become the thing. We did that at everybody's school. It
Mhm.
seems like it's picking up on that, which is smart. A couple last things. You're going to be in the SEC this year. That's going to be a lot of hoopla about that in the conference. I'm curious, what cities are you looking forward to checking out that maybe you haven't been to before to play in some of these road series in the SEC? Any in particular?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't even like I don't know where we play. I know who we
That's
play, but I don't
good.
know,
You
like
just take
where.
one day at a time
Uh,
now.
I mean, I think anyone would be excited to play at the new OU facility. Do we play at Georgia? I saw Georgia has like a really cool facility
That should be in the
now.
They're
SEC
hosting.
tournament. SEC
Yeah.
tournament. Athens. Yeah,
So
that'd be a new
those two,
facility.
those are exciting. I just love to be able to go and like see places and know like that softball has like grown like that much. Like to be able to be putting out like some of these like millions and millions of dollars of fields and facilities. It's just really cool to see just going all across the country, seeing the support the softball has in every state and every team. So that's what I look forward to most.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Also, obviously, to see OU's field. It's incredible what they have there, and so I'm excited to see that. I think what's cool about the SEC is, at least I think so, a lot of these are like small college towns, unlike Austin, kind of. And so I'm excited to just kind of go see the college towns of where we play and see the atmosphere there because I think it's really cool from what I hear and the few that I've seen.
For the record, you're going to be you're playing in Starkville this year. You're going to be playing in Columbia, Missouri. Those are a couple places. You're also going to be playing Florida, Gainesville there. So it's pretty good. Those are some nice cities there.
Yeah. I'm excited for Mizzou because close to home.
That's true. I Good call. Good call on
And
that.
like Mac and Ashton were all really excited for it since they're from Missouri too.
That is fantastic. Looking forward to those matchups. Last thing, obviously last year the way it ended, making that big run. Now you get into this year. Take me through the keys this year to kind of win that national title. I know that's a big goal of the team, but there's other obviously aspects to get to that point. So what are you looking forward to now here as this season gets going?
I'm looking forward to like the competition. I think like this team is going to be challenged. We have some pretty tough play game series in our schedule. So I'm looking forward to like see how we compete in the I think yeah, it's definitely like the best like softball like overall like series like the SEC is just incredible in softball. So being able to play all those teams and I think it's just gonna prepare us for the World Series. Hopefully, like that's our goal. So just being able to come into that and come into every series knowing like that this could possibly be a matchup in the World Series. So that's definitely gonna be cool to see and be able to prepare for it a lot deeper.
Yeah, I'm excited to face the best and to compete with the best. Definitely a big piece. Obviously, the SEC is the best conference for softball, and so I'm excited to do that every day, but also just take it like one pitch at a time. Sounds cliche, but one game at a time. I think that'll be key for us, just taking it day by day, even now, not looking too far ahead. And so I think that'll be key for us in the long run, just making small wins, and it'll be a long, hard grind, but this will prepare us, and I'm just excited to compete with these girls.
That is Teagan Kavan, along with Reese Atwood, joining us here on In the Circle and D1 Softball. Ladies, it's been a pleasure to get to know you and talk to both of you at the same time. A lot of people enjoy watching you both playing together, and look forward to it this season. Stay healthy and safe there with the weather, and good luck. I'm sure we'll cross paths during the season, but in the meantime, thank you so much for taking the time from busy schedules to talk to us here on In the Circle and D1 Softball.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.